Wow, am I the only one here? Oh, sorry.
Hi guys, I'm gonna wait and hopefully Owen will show up. If not, we'll start at like 7:05. What time is it now? 7:02. We'll give it like 3 more minutes. I'm presenting today. Chloe's not here. Julia's not on campus, so it's just me. Can everyone on Zoom hear me okay? Please say yes. I hope so. Okay, fantastic. Love it. So we'll just give it a couple more minutes and then we'll get started. What's up, Owen? Glad you could be here.
And just had a presentation in my my 220 class that I did not prepare enough for. So
That's a GDD one?
yeah. So I'm glad that you will be doing the presentation this time.
We'll see how this goes. I don't know. I mean, I'm prepared enough. You know me.
Yeah. I know, we can manage without Chloe
For one meeting. Like begging her to come back by the end, like, please, we need you. You got it?
I do now.
Yay.
I moved a chair.
Really proud of you.
That's my word for this meeting done.
Okay, I think we're good to get started. Welcome to the portfolio advice and review presentation. This is presentation 2 of RGDC, technically presentation 1 of like the real RGDC stuff. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Points of interest that I want to bring to your attention first. Career Fair is March 8th. In-person Creative Industry Day is March 2nd, and then leading up to that are the virtual Creative Industry Days. Go to those. They're good networking opportunities. They're a great place if you haven't, you need another co-op block, go find employers there. You want to do that stuff. It's really, really good. We're very lucky as RIT students to have access to these things, so definitely take advantage of them if you can. Let's start out. What is a portfolio? Just super easy 101 stuff. It is a curated collection of your best works. In the modern age, in this year of 2023, they're generally online, but some industries like traditional art and stuff still have like those physical portfolios, those big like thingies. You might see them on campus, but you're probably gonna have an online portfolio. They're a lot more personal than resumes are. So resumes, you have your collection of like, these are all the things that I did for work, and they're very short, very bulleted, because like you have to fit a lot of information on that one page. The resume should only be 1 page. But your portfolio can be as many pages as you want and should really be about like your passion for what you're doing as opposed to just like the technical skills. Do you need a portfolio? Yeah, probably. They don't hurt to have, so it's better to have one and need one than to not have one and need one. You need 3 very important things in your portfolio. You can, forego literally everything else, but you need an introduction to who you are and what you're all about. You need samples of your work. That's the big one. That's the meat of the portfolio. And you need contact information, because otherwise, what really is the point? Some of the things you can include in your portfolio, though, are works in progress. You want maybe put your resume on there, and then your portfolio can also have multiple sections. So multiple sections, what's that all about? Much like resumes, it is very unlikely that a portfolio is going to be a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. So you want to kind of tailor it to the position and the industry that you're applying to. You want to separate your works into meaningful categories. So like if you have, for example, me, just because this is what I do, I have my game web dev stuff, and I also have my illustration stuff, because like those are 2 very different things, and I need to know which one I want my employers to see. You want to make sure that you have a link to each category depending on the type of job you're applying for. And then you want to kind of use a little bit of discretion whether or not you want your employers to have easy access to the rest of your portfolio. For example, if you're doing something like way technical, maybe you don't need your employers to get access to the illustration stuff, or vice versa. So use your discretion, figure out if you want that stuff to be easily accessible from one section to the other or not. And then you want to understand what's going to be expected out of each section. So like usually if you're separating them, there's a reason, and you want to know what information your employer might want to receive looking at one or the other. Take a breather. Doing research. It's okay, and it's very likely that you're not going to know what a portfolio might look like, especially if like you're a college student, you're not really keeping up with the industry as much as maybe like people that are working in it are. That's okay, totally fine. What you want to do, this is my professional advice to you, put like game development portfolio example, and then go see what other people are doing, and then steal from them. This is my favorite tenet of everything: steal from people. They know better than you. Use their knowledge. Thank you, Owen. Usually what I like to do is like keep a little folder in my bookmarks tab of like, these are all the portfolios I like. And then you don't have to like write this down, but mentally keep a list of like, oh, they all kind of have the sidebar like over here, and then it goes away. Like, stuff that's common, you might want to like incorporate into yours. Where should you put your portfolio if it's going to be online? If you can write code, you can use RIT's file sharing service, Banjo, or you can get your own domain and hosting. If you can't code your own stuff, there's Card, there's Wix, there's Squarespace, there's Google Sites. There's a lot of stuff like that. I haven't used it, so I'm not the best person to ask, but like it is there. Just as a quick little aside, I know a lot of people are like, I have my portfolio, but it's on Banjo. Do I want it to be like on my own web server? Hold on, I have a question in chat that I want to address. You could use Git as well. GitHub Pages, I believe that's what our site is on, if I'm not mistaken, which is bad because I'm the guy who's supposed to be coding it. Anyway, so RIT's web server, Banjo, it's free to students. Obviously, website hosting is kind of expensive, especially if you're doing like really like high level stuff with it. It lets potential employers know that you are a student. Like that's an advantage in a lot of ways. Like you're looking for internships, you're looking like, listen, I know I'm not as experienced as maybe some of the other candidates, but I'm still getting my education. That can be a good thing. Cons, the URL is super messy. It's like people.rit.edu/ like your username / like any other files you want to use, which can basically kill your search engine optimization. So if you're worried about that, something to keep in mind. Your legal name is technically attached to that in any capacity, and also like the university you go to. So just internet safety thing, if that's not something you want, be aware of it. And then also as a con, it lets potential employers know that you're a student. So that can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. Just something to keep in mind either way. Your own domain, you have complete creative control of the URL, everything that goes on there. There's no like linking back to other people's Banjo pages by mistake. You can also use it to retain anonymity. I do that. I don't like my real name being used on the internet, so I try to keep it as much as my like brand as I can. Cons are expensive. Like I think my URL is like $10 per year, and then the hosting is like $80 per year. It's a lot of money, especially for a college student. So like if you don't have to, I would recommend staying on Banjo if you can. Just in general, hosting through like third-party services is kind of a pain, just because like you're going to have a problem and then you have to go through their support instead of going to RIT support. Just something to keep in mind. I dealt with that like all of last year, so I'm like the guy to talk to about it. And then, of course, you know, it requires some more research. You have to pick your own hosting service that you want to use. Banjo's just like, it's perfect as it is. And then, you know, here is like, do you use Bluehost or I don't know what any of the other ones are. That's why you got to do your research. If you can't write code, which I imagine for a lot of development students is not an issue, but definitely a possibility. Site builders like the ones I mentioned before, that's what they're for. They're good. I think a lot of them are free, and then the ones that have like free options, it's like at the bottom, it's like it's made with Squarespace, but like that's to be expected, so it's totally fine. You can also commission websites from people. Some people do like front end paid development work, something I've been looking to get into. And they're usually pretty simple applications. There's not a lot of like JavaScript, which is the hard part of web dev. So you can find a lot of people that'll be willing to do that for you. Or if you don't want to do either of those things, in IGME 235, that's where you learn like your major portfolio coding skills. That's where I learned mine. So also, just as a quick little aside, if you buy a custom URL, but you don't have any, like you don't want to get the hosting, you don't know how to write code, Google Sites will let you use your own domain, which is cool. General advice, I'm not an expert, but you know, just like to try to help out when I can. Focus on your images way more than your text. Don't do what this slide is doing, please. Nobody likes to read, I swear. For coding projects, like generally speaking, technical stuff, you're gonna want a paragraph explaining like, this is what I did. This was the, you know, this is how I helped this project. This is my skills on display. But in general, like people are gonna be looking at the pictures. So make sure that your pictures are good and that you have a lot of them. This is a huge point. A big portfolio is good, but like a bad portfolio is so much worse than a big portfolio is good. Everything on there you should be proud of. You should be willing to talk about if a potential employer asked you about it. And I know there's a lot of desire, and in GDD especially, a lot of emphasis on like get portfolio projects, but they have to be good. So like 2 to 3 really, really good projects is better than like a bunch of like, some of them are good and some of them are really bad. You don't want that. Final piece of general advice is just to keep it simple. Flair and panache are really, really great, especially if you're in like the visual arts industry, UI, UX, stuff like that. But a lot of people, and this happens with resumes too, excuse me, a lot of people will like focus so much on standing out and being interesting and doing cool stuff that like, let's just obfuscate the information that's on the portfolio and the resume that employers actually want to see. They'll be impressed with what you can do in terms of your projects. They won't be as worried about the presentation of it. So really stay focused on the actual content of the portfolio as opposed to like, look at this cool like website that I made. They're not as worried about that. Okay, before we get into some examples, does anybody have any questions for me or Owen? What's up? I use Bluehost. Okay, just a quick aside. I use Bluehost, but I got my domain through Cloudflare because it has like good cybersecurity, which you really probably don't need because it's like a student portfolio. Bluehost was pretty good, but their support was kind of a pain. So just something to keep in mind. I don't think there's any like definitive good hosting service out there. They all have like their own drawbacks and their own pluses. Another thing with Bluehost that I hate, and this is my fault, but if you get your domain through anywhere other than Bluehost, you can't use like FileZilla. So you have to like upload the files directly to the server like every time. Yeah, I would go back in time and tell myself not to do that if I could. But that's my answer. I use Bluehost. Any questions on Zoom? It doesn't look like it, but I'll check.
I don't see it.
Awesome. Sweet.
Maybe someone will learn.
We'll see later. Let's take a look at some portfolios, shall we? So this is example 1. What? Whose portfolio is this? That's crazy. So a couple of things to note about this portfolio. If you don't know the joke here, this is my portfolio. So my portfolio's index starts on the illustration. So if you just like look up Civic Peach, this is what comes up. This little button of me takes you back to the home, which is interesting. So then you have your sections here. So like, this is the one that I send to employers for co-ops and stuff. All of these are images of like, this is what the project is. And then you can click on it and then it takes you to that project's like website or anything like that, which I have to move the stupid Zoom bar. I'm so sorry. So this is important for like games and web design. I have these little, you know, paragraphs. This is what it is. This is what I did on it. Basic stuff like that. But I also have like character design, which is very threadbare, so we're not going there right now. I have a section to buy stuff, which isn't necessary for you guys especially, but like because I'm an artist and I want money, you know, you can buy me coffee, you can commission me if you want. And then I also have here's like my Twitter and my Tumblr. Oh, I have to update my copyright. But like my get in touch with me, you click on this link, it opens up your email. It's like, there it is. Fantastic, love it. And then also you have my about section, which is like, hey, this is where I'm based, this is what I do, all that kind of stuff. So my portfolio is pretty minimalist, as you can see, just like a white background. That's by design, just because there's a lot of art. I think if I were not me and I were to critique this portfolio, I would say that the images should be bigger because it's an art portfolio. They're kind of teeny tiny, but you can click on them for like full res versions, which is cool. So yeah, that's an example of like maybe an illustration portfolio and also a multi-purpose one. So that's example one. Example two, I found by Googling game design portfolio, as you can see. I thought this one was super, super neat, just because it's like all the information is arranged in a way that makes a lot of sense. You have these cool little sliding bars. You can go to any project and look at it and be like, oh, this is neat. You have the home tab here, which has contact information, and you also have the about tab. Because again, when you're showing a portfolio, you really want to let as much of your personality shine through as possible. So like having it a little just like, this is what I do, this is my whole shtick. I think that's really, really valuable in portfolios. And then example three is a UI UX portfolio, because if you're like me, you're like, what does that possibly look like? This is an example of one. So again, portfolio, the writing is interesting. I don't know if you guys are writers, but you can have a writing section if you want. This is this guy, this is what he does. Super cool, you can read it if you care. And then here he's got examples of like, here's what I did for Uber to work on their UI UX stuff, which like, that's neat. And that's, you know, the meat and potatoes of the portfolio is explaining what you're doing and how you're doing it. So those are my three portfolio examples. I don't remember if there are any other slides. Right, okay. If you want to ask for advice on your portfolio, like we can do that right here, right now. If you don't, because I totally understand, like it's very harrowing to have your portfolio up on the screen for everybody. You can always DM one of us on Discord. We will be happy to help you. I think all four of us at this point are pretty proud of our design skills and can offer advice. So I think that's basically it. Anybody have any other questions for me?
Anybody want to present their portfolio?
Do you want to? Here. Oh, we got, wait, hold on. We have a chat message.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, yeah. If you send the link in chat, we can start from there. Awesome. Yeah, that's fine. All right, let's take a look. So initial impressions. This is great. I like this a lot. So I'm a big fan of the sidebar personally. I think that's very good. You want to have a lot of your stuff like in immediate view whenever they boot up your portfolio. Email, phone number, all that's great. Facebook, GitHub, LinkedIn, I love it already. This is fantastic. Greeting, name, again, introduction section, that's important. Here's a portfolio. So again, this is maybe not the most like super, super densely packed. There's a bunch of stuff in here portfolio, but these projects are good. That's the point. You want stuff in there that is going to supplement your job applications and supplement what people think about your abilities, not stuff that's going to do any kind of detriment to it. About me, there you go. Look, we got internship stuff. New Jersey Institute of Technology, that's not here, so a little bit biased, but it's fine. Oh no, here we go. Did graduate with a master's, so that's perfect. I've seen a lot of portfolios do this as well, the contact form. This is a personal opinion. This is not my professional advice to you. If you do a contact form, make it look cohesive with your portfolio. Don't just like tack a Google form embed to the bottom. I think that looks a little bit tacky, just personally. But it also shows that you can have a little bit of an eye for design in this major. That's always appreciated by employers. Oh, great. Look, and the resume is linked right here. And this is a cool resume. So it's all great. I love it. Thank you for sharing. Let me not open up my Discord DMs like right here. I feel like that's a bad call. I'll pull it up in a second. Oh. No, you're not gonna get roasted. We're gonna be nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect. So we got a GitHub page, which is great. Yeah, GitHub pages are super good. I can't believe I forgot about that because like,
They use Jekyll, which is nice. So it's like,
yep.
you can do like templates and stuff for pages. And like SCSS.
I shouldn't have turned this off. That was my own mistake. It's cooling down now. So you guys are gonna have to give it a second, but the Zoom guys can see it. Zoom guys, do you have any some insights before I get into what I think of this portfolio?
I like the gradient.
Yeah, really nice. Very sleek.
Yeah.
Let me in, please.
Gradients are underrated.
Yeah.
Fully agree with you. Right, adding text to the pictures, we love that. So you highlight over, you got a little bit of flavored text, which is good. You guys can't see this, and I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you all in person are gonna, this is all just the buildup. The big reveal.
It's the world's best portfolio, and you're never gonna get to see it. Keeping information simple, yes, that's super, super key. You don't want to be super verbose. You just want to be like, this is what it is, and this is what I do. Can I please get my projector back? Thank you. Sorry, Zoom people. Okay, so without further ado, Julian's portfolio is going to arrive on stream. What does Chloe always say? It's not a RGDC meeting if there's not a technical difficulty.
Yeah. It's the meeting's officially been christened.
Yeah.
Oh, someone in Zoom says, like how it's divided into categories.
Yes, which is another thing that I think is good. Again, one of the things that I mentioned earlier is that you might not always want to have people like seeing all of your categories. Sometimes you do. I think in Julian's case, especially, like, this is a lot of cool shit. Sorry. It's a lot of cool shit. And you want to show employers that, like, yeah, I'm good at all this stuff, by the way, just so you know. So like, go to the music section. Look, you can see all this cool music stuff down here, all the links. Love it. Here's the about section. The code is open source. That's crazy. So if we go to like Gravity Roll, let's check out Gravity Roll. Look, and it links to the itch page. Perfect. Everything about it is perfect. Although the one thing I might suggest is maybe open that in a new tab.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, something to think about, right? Go to the mods. Mods is always cool. Mods are very good portfolio pieces for game design students, especially because the expectation and just the reality of it is that like you're not going to have time to make a game from scratch as a full-time college student. But if you can edit somebody else's game, that shows a lot of the same skills. So something to think about. Yeah, looks great, Julian. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
I do love the gradients. I really do. It's such a design feature after my own heart. Anybody else in Zoom have anything that they'd like to share with us, or in person, of course?
Guess if no one else does, I could share
Are
my
we gonna get Owen's portfolio? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, can you send it in the Zoom chat?
portfolio review. Yeah,
This is so exciting. You guys so excited? All right. So this is Owen's portfolio, which awesome, has documentation link. That's really good for employers too. I took that out of mine once I moved to my own site, but I think it's a good call. Hi,
Yeah,
welcome
this
to my
is-
portfolio.
This is basically just my 235 project one. I'm currently in the process of spicing it up a bit, but this will probably help.
All right. So sweet, we got this site. That's another thing. If you can kind of very casually toss in that like your portfolio is also something that you coded, good to do if you can. Awesome. So we got good explanation. I imagine that these are divs in the page that jump you right down. Yep, very nice. All this is good. Site documentation, very nice.
I think I forgot to include a backlink in the site docs.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, but this is a good portfolio. Information is organized super, super well, in my professional opinion. You have images, which I love. Thank you for images. Click here to play it. Awesome. The paragraphs are short, they're brief, but they're not like threadbare, which is great. And then this is you. The only piece of advice that I would add is where's your contact information, Owen?
Oh, yeah.
How am I supposed to hire you?
True.
So
I'll add that. I'll be sure to remember.
General contact information advice is just like, I only do my email and it's my professional email. Again, internet safety thing. I would never just put my phone number on the internet. Oh my God. But you can do that on your student page if you're only linking to employers. It's totally acceptable. Resume, you might want to include, you might not, depending. The only thing about a resume is that, like, at least for me, my resume is both like I use different ones for different jobs and it updates frequently. So if you link your resume, you have to make sure that you're updating the link to it as well. Contact form you can put in if you want, but again, that's like basically the same as an email. And then social media links, GitHub, yes. LinkedIn, yes. Twitter, maybe. Facebook, maybe. It depends. You know, you got to use your own discretion at that point. Know what you're posting where. And again, just a kind of a sidebar, but like make sure that you're posting stuff that's like, if your LinkedIn is professional, pretend to be professional on there, and then you can be crazy on your Twitter, and then you don't have to link your Twitter.
And then I guess you can probably also like link an itch account.
Yes, itch is a very good one as well. I'm sorry, I knew I was forgetting one. I was like, you want to make sure that this stuff is like super pertinent to what you're doing. That's why I have my Tumblr linked, because it's like my art Tumblr, not my personal one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Then that's good. If that's like your social media presence, then you want to do it that way. But mine is very varied. So
Actually, what, of the email thing, if you put your email on your website, look up how to like hide it from like bots.
Oh,
Scrapers.
yeah.
Oh.
Because before I did that, I got a bunch of spam. Right. And then I fixed it and it's.
Nice. Yes.
Good to know.
Julian has good advice. If the people on Zoom didn't hear,
There's like pretty easy, there's like, you can look it up, there's like a way.
yeah.
Put a PNG of your email.
Yeah, it's behind like a captcha or something. So if the people on Zoom didn't hear that, make sure that if your email is on your website, that there are like ways to make sure that bots don't get to it and just like spam your inbox, which obviously you don't want. I've never personally encountered that, but something to be aware of for sure.
Just don't put it in plain text.
Yeah, don't put it in plain text. Mine is in a mail to command with the HTML, so I think that'll solve it. Cool, Owen, thank you for sharing.
Thank you for the advice.
Of course, I love to get feedback. It's my favorite thing in the entire world. Last call for anybody else, Zoom or here. If you want to share your portfolio. And again, if you don't want to do it here, but you do want advice, just like DM me. Maybe don't DM Chloe, she's in the middle of like some personal stuff, but you can DM me, you can DM Julia, you can DM Owen. All that stuff will be good. All good here? Okay, sweet. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. And then we can hop into project sharing if anybody has anything they'd like to demonstrate.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, please. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't know that I have audio with this setup because I don't have the cable for the thing. Oh, and does your computer have the cable? Do you know? One of these guys?
Oh, I think probably, yeah. So let me put Discord.
Cool. Forgot that my computer's camera is so pretty. That's great. The HDMI doesn't work for audio according to this cute little printout that's up
Oh,
here.
okay. Yeah. Guess I will need some sort of HDMI dongle, which I wow.
Wait, you have this part, but not the HDMI.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, I
Maybe
don't
not.
have any port. It's a Mac.
Right, yeah. Oh, very cool.
So it's with the 4 USB-Cs and also a headphone jack.
Yeah, I don't know if that would work.
Yeah.
So funny.
Okay. This need. Let's see. Oh no, I got it.
Oh, Ricky is talking, but I cannot hear him. My computer's muted. That's on me. Sorry, say again.
Oh, I think it was me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize my microphone was
Oh.
I was unmuted. That was a mistake. Oops.
You're good. We didn't hear it, so you're safe.
Okay. Wasn't
Um,
anything bad, I promise.
glad to hear it.
Yeah, let's see, I think my computer might not be sharing sound.
It's the time. Yeah, if we do video, then.
Yeah. Maybe then we'll share sound but not
But not
video.
video, that's probably what it is. Well,
Uh,
that's super cool.
Yeah,
So if we do project sharing, we won't be able to do it with sound, but we can share your screen if you want. Actually, let me give you screen sharing permissions.
I think maybe if we use your computer for audio.
No, I don't have this guy either.
Oh, well,
Yes.
I don't know, just like the through your speakers.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Another one, maybe.
Okay, you should be able to share your screen. Oh, let's not do that. Do this. You can go ahead if you want. And then we'll hopefully be able to capture everything.
Can someone hear me?
You
Yeah.
guys here in here?
Yeah, I can hear.
Fantastic.
Okay, so this is just a little project I've been actually just working on for a couple of weeks now. Basically, it's going to be a platformer where you basically control a person that can actually use psychic powers, basically. So let's see if I can actually get this to run. Basically, you basically have to use like your mouse and controller to actually. I'm using mouse and keyboard to actually control everything here, and I'm just using this to just pick up and throw a block. But you can also do the same thing with enemies. So let me see if I can. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is done, of course, if you can see here with the Godot game engine, Godot 3.5, but I'm actually going to the part where I'm actually factoring everything in Godot 4.0 so far.
We don't have enough
Yeah.
Godot fans.
Yeah, not many people actually use the game engine, but I do use it for my job, which I use it to teach students how to build video games.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julian here is our resident Godot
Big
user.
Godot.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Cool.
I also absolutely love Godot. So,
The whole thing is growing, so I hope that I hope it actually takes out well for us Godot users. But yeah, that's pretty much my little quick draw in. Hopefully I can actually get something that actually looks a lot more professional once this prototype actually kicks in.
Yeah.
Looks very sick. Thank you for sharing. I love the animations and stuff. Super, super cool.
Yeah.
I love the idea of using psychic powers to actually like move things around and throw things, and that can be really, really fun.
Yeah.
Can you,
To
like,
me-
I was gonna say, can you pick up enemies,
yeah,
your powers, and then
yeah.
throw them around?
Yeah, you could, and that's the thing I'm going to try to do is like use like enemy attacks, and also try to do all sorts of weird, wacky stuff if I can actually get like a really cool template on. I noticed that a lot of games they usually tend to either lean on the whole medieval fantasy type trope, or nowadays, thanks to one specific game, cyberpunk theme.
Mhm.
There hasn't been like a lot of games that actually explore psychic powers a lot, and there has been a few that have been really good hits.
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah, there's definitely like some untapped potential there.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
actually have a game of my own that's currently been in pre-production hell, just because I haven't actually done anything solid with the project other than planning, but that's maybe going to feature a main character or main characters with psychic abilities, so I feel you there.
I gotta, but I haven't had to get back. Apparently, where I am, it's actually a different type of time zone. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Everyone, great to see you again, RIT guys from a 2019 alumni. To all of you guys, have fun.
Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
sharing your game.
You're very welcome. See you guys again.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Okay, does anybody else have anything that they would like to share? I knew you were gonna have something. I want to see those shaders.
Yeah.
I saw some of the screenshots in the Discord.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot more than that right now.
Oh, yeah, you can do that. You want, and then,
Hopefully things don't freak out. Oh, I'm gonna.
good call there.
Right. I don't think it's picking it up here, but it is weird to hear voice there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
this.
Actually, you're a little faint on Zoom, so you could come up here if you want. I don't know.
Okay,
Or maybe Sammy, you could mute and then.
Oh, good call.
All right. So hide the Zoom bar first. No. All right. Open up 2 instances because I love multiplayer game dev. All right. So I couple things. A lot of it was a lot of back end. I managed to port it over to use Steam networking now. So it can switch to like typical multiplayer or Steam networking depending on it, what build it is. All right. And additionally, I started working on the game. So here we got the start of the new cabin. This is the new. Oh my god, it looks terrible on the projector.
Yeah.
I swear it looked good. Who designed this place? Oh, shoot, nibbling cheats. Okay, I was being a. All right, well, this is a good display. So now I have 2 meters here. This one shows the integrity that's going up automatically over time, and this one's showing the water level, which is increasing to almost full. So I'm gonna activate the pumps, and then the water level goes down on the gauge. Additionally, this is the one that I've been working on for a comical amount of time, a CRT monitor shader that would like look decent. I also redid the UI to not use my MS Paint scribbles. Gone but not forgotten. But yeah, the hardest part for some reason was if I stand still completely, there's like a little distortion that goes down the screen. To get that to work and not look bad took at least one mechanics of programming class. But additionally, I also redid the UI for the navigator map here. I made it look like it's a little washed out because it's an older monitor. And you can also see like it curves as it gets toward the edges. But yeah, I also added textures to the cabin.
I like the sort of water pattern going on the line.
That is unintentional, but it looks good, so I'm keeping it. Apparently when I had the scan lines, I don't know if Unity optimizes it or something, but it makes it look like that. So I think it looks authentic to what a CRT looks like. Don't question why in the far future, when there's FTL, you're using CRT TVs in a submarine. It just makes sense. But yeah, that's the main 2 things that I got. Hopefully. Oh yeah, I'm planning to do the everyone who's like uses a CRT TV. You know that the stink noise when you turn it on and off? I'm planning to get that in, and it's gonna sound so good, but that's a ways down the line. Personally, I have to not remove the default UI for all these things.
Do you have any sounds right now?
Hmm?
Do you have any sound right
No, that's gonna be like after I finish modeling the cabin. I'm going to like then start working on sound before going into like more polishing stuff. Since
look at it constantly on, you can put that in, one of those, little treats you give yourself something.
I typically, if I have sounds, my approach to sounds is like starting with the ones that are like more key to gameplay. But like for this game, I don't know, sound hasn't been really a core part of the game. I might start trying to add like sounds to the monsters and like harrowing noises to flooding and like crashing into a wall to really like screw with players. But if you want some creepy noises, I will take you up on that offer. Yeah, my last attempt at creepy noises, I basically took all the I just started like making incoherent noises into the mic and reversing and applying like it works. It just works. That's what I did. Actually what I did.
In Minecraft, like just like the guy saying okay, but it's like, yeah.
In fact, let me see if I have the no.
Really, and maybe you can give a presentation.
No, I don't have my
Like doing like sound design for people who don't want to do sound design. Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that is all for now. Today it was still this morning it was the default cube. This was after mops. I am lucky I already know C. Because you didn't do. Yeah, I did it during mops. Well, Tuesday's mop I made the shader. Today's mops I applied the shader and I also added like the models. I'm very on top of my work.
Nice. I too envy you.
The work ethic, yeah, seriously. That was super sick, thank you.
Mhm.
Do you have like a devlog or anything that you're? putting this-
I posted a devlog like in self promo like
Go to self promo and look at Robert's devlog, please.
Okay.
January. I'm gonna make a second one as soon as I finish modeling the cabin.
Nice.
I was originally gonna do one about procedural generation, but I was like, it looks so cool.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm not doing it the bone lab dev, and then like say, wait, we could just like add this one more thing, and then they make a trailer like the week before it releases.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, does anybody else have any projects that they would like to share?
Got something.
Oh, all right, Ricky, let's see it.
Go
Okay.
for it.
Let's see. Hold on, figuring out how to share my screen.
You should have
Oh.
permissions, I hope.
There's a button right here that says share screen. That must be it.
Maybe, could be.
Okay. Okay, so as you can see, I'm also using Godot.
Oh, Godot fan. I'm so excited. Godot
Um,
is me.
I'm just kind of like an open source fan in Linux fan in general. So,
Oh,
but yeah, so this is CyberGwyn,
yeah.
and it was. Oh, hold on. I have my collision shapes on because I was debugging it this morning. So this is the.
We're missing the game window, Ricky.
Yeah.
Oops. What did you say? Did you not see the game?
Yeah, can you share your whole screen instead of just the Unity window or Godot?
Oh, just the.
Alright, yeah.
Let's see. How do I do that?
I think if you stop sharing and then when you start sharing again, there's the option for like full screen.
Okay. Share. Just the desktop, I guess.
Yeah, then that'll be good.
Okay, so you can see the whole desktop now. Good. Okay.
All right, cool. Now we can see the game.
There it is, yeah.
Yay.
So this is actually a project that I had at the end of a course, but I'm taking it and basically doing my best to make it my own,
Nice.
Oh,
and adding my own
nice.
things.
Love to see it.
Whoa.
So is the sound okay?
We can hear it like a teeny tiny bit, but that's on our end, not on yours, so.
Okay. I'm not sure how to turn that down, but yeah, so this is Cyber Gwyn. It's a black and white kind of 1-bit sort of game where you play as a cyborg penguin with
Nice.
a gun for a flipper. And you can
Rad.
and
Oh, I love those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, please don't kill those guys anymore.
It's from the penguin, they deserve that.
I won't stand for violence against those guys. Now you can get the birds up or bats.
this is my personal favorite part because these are crates that I made. Break them.
Yay.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love the break crates? I love the animation of the cyber Gwyn.
Mhm. Yeah, the
Is that
animation.
all you?
Oh, thank you. I did the penguin character and everything.
Nice.
Mm. Yeah, the animations everywhere are nice. It looks great overall.
It does. It looks very sick. Oh, I want you to get that missile. There's wall jumping.
Oh, we can't tell us about that.
You're saving it for the big reveal.
Oh, okay.
You know, he's gonna reveal the fairy again.
Yeah.
There's a roll. There's a die roll. All right, now where do you, let's go pull out the fishing mini.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the penguin game.
Yeah, too many games is kind of required.
In all seriousness, though, this is really cool.
This is awesome.
It's cool, and you didn't even need a fishing mini game to get there. That's skill.
Not many games can say that.
Yeah.
Have you considered like adding screen shake or something whenever you like fire?
Oh, this is
Really add to that.
we added.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Ricky, I don't know if the question was heard, but have you considered adding screen shake when the rocket gets fired to like boost the impact?
Oh, like to add a screen shake, yeah, that would be neat. So then this is kind of just
Oh,
at this point, I was just testing out backgrounds here and kind of keeping everything.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Looks
Cyber Boom. Hello.
Cyberpunk.
and then there's just one more little section over here. It's like right now.
Oh. Wow.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah, that's a nice sprite.
A little scary. I'm being honest. Can't wait to put the noise back on. Cyber Boom.
Yeah.
Three. And that's it. That's pretty much all.
That's so cool. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing.
Style.
So that's, I imagine, pretty close to the end of development, right? I mean, yeah, well,
Kind of. I mean, so like most of it, like I said, it was made from like the course. So like the enemies and like the boss and like the main tile set were made from the course, but then I added like the barrels, the bricks and the crates, and then some of the other tiles and things like that, and some of the other features. So I'm just kind of like expanding it and adding onto it. Most of the base stuff is there. I just kind of want to polish it and add little things.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great base, so kudos to you. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, what's this course? That sounds cool.
The course, oh, it's 1-bit Godot course by Art Beast.
Ooh, okay.
They're really good Godot courses and tutorials and stuff. Yeah, so if you're ever interested in learning Godot, definitely check him out.
Cool.
Yeah. Do it. Learn Godot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it here.
Additionally, was the audio crackling at all?
From the game, we honestly like couldn't hear it a whole lot, but that's just because like we don't have audio hookups here.
Yeah,
So possibly, I don't know.
I couldn't hear
Okay.
it in my head.
And
It might have been a Zoom thing, I don't know.
Okay.
Or it could be
Okay.
like an issue with it not sharing audio if you're sharing your entire screen.
Yeah.
Or I know there's also a checkbox. I don't know. Zoom's weird.
Zoom's really weird.
right, well, I know on my computer, it'll have this thing where if I'm running like a game engine and a game and Zoom all at once, all the audio just goes.
Yeah, I mean, to be expected, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you again.
You're welcome.
Cool. We have any other takers? Doesn't look like it, which that's fine, but next week you guys all have to have something. I think concludes the majority of the meeting.
Yeah.
So it is now time for social time, if you guys would like to take advantage of it. Zoom participants, thank you for coming. You guys, thank you for coming. We'll be here if you want to chat. But I think that's it, so thank you.
Yeah.